So yesterday I posted a video about the CDC Eviction and Foreclosure Moratorium being extended. But have many landlords thought what will happen if it doesn't get extended? Going to talk about that right now.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
Hey, my name is Barry Cunningham. I'm a real estate investor here in South Florida. Been watching this CDC eviction thing go for months, and I've been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And one of the things that I have not discussed is talking to landlords directly and going, what are you going to do if this thing expires? Well, it sounds great. We're going to go through evictions. We're going to get rid of these people. We're going to then put it back out to market, and we're going to just make money again. Really? Do you think so? You think it's going to be that easy? But before we get into that, let's take a look at this video that aired on Channel 6 last night here in Miami. Very interesting.
The national eviction ban, which is meant to help those people struggling to pay their rent, is set to expire soon. But now housing advocates want to extend it once again. NBC6 consumer investigator Sasha Jones tells us what those renters need to do in order to qualify.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's moratorium on evictions was meant to be an added layer of protection for renters during the pandemic, but it could soon expire.
Don't lift the moratorium before that relief shows up.
South Florida housing advocate Landlord says the federal moratorium that's been in place since September should be extended. And she is not alone. Last week, 2,200 organizations sent this letter to President Joe Biden, urging him to extend the federal moratorium.
I read that letter that was signed by 2,200 organizations across the country. I've looked into some of these organizations. These are some of the organizations that are pushing basically universal housing vouchers for anyone that qualifies. And you know that qualification margin isn't that tough for people to do so. They're looking to give away housing like they're looking to give away Medicare, which may not be a bad idea, especially when if you're a landlord, you've got all these Section 8 tenants, you can put them in there. But I've been hearing from a lot of landlords that they don't want to put Section 8 tenants in. So stay tuned. I have a question for you, especially if you think you shouldn't be renting to people with universal housing vouchers.
An extension could give tenants some relief while they wait for the rental assistance recently passed by Congress.
That rent relief is on its way. $80 million is going to shore up that rental market. And so what we need is to ensure that folks can remain in place until that money can be deployed.
Well, here's the conundrum. There is, I don't know, something like 80 million, 45 billion allocated for landlords across the country. I think Palm Beach County's getting 20 million. As you mentioned here, Miami-Dade may be getting 40 million. But there's a lot of landlords who don't want to partake of that money. They think there's too many strings attached, or they have a personal vendetta against the tenant who's been in the property. And they think it's in their best interest to just go ahead and file these evictions, and they're going to get better tenants to come in. I'm not sure they're looking at this correctly. Let's continue.
Renter to be protected under the CDC's moratorium, they have to sign a declaration page stating they meet certain qualifications and then provide a copy of that to their landlord. But it's an important step many renters aren't taking.
Wait. So you're telling me this thing has been in effect since September of 2020, even before that with Governor DeSantis's declaration back in March or so. And here we are in March of 2021, and less than 10 to 12% of people have actually filed this declaration. Have they been living in a bubble? I mean, it was very simple. You just go to the site, you download the declaration, you give it to your landlord. Very simple. People couldn't even follow that simple direction. Wow.
2,400 pending eviction cases in Broward County's 17th Judicial Circuit Court. Less than 10% have filed CDC declarations. And in Miami-Dade, only 248 tenants so far, and out of about 4,000 pending eviction cases, according to the Miami-Dade Clerk of Courts.
So wait a second. You're telling me right now there are 2,500 pending evictions as of today in Broward County. And there are 4,000 pending evictions in Dade, Miami-Dade County. That's 6,500 people. No, that's 6,500 families that are going to be hanging by a thread. And as soon as this eviction moratorium expires, they're going to get evicted. So I have a question. Where are those 6,500 families going to live? 6,500. So let me share some information that I pulled from the MLS this morning. As of this morning, there are only 2,500 available rental units below $2,500 per month. There are only 4,000 available units in Miami-Dade below $2,500 a month. So you may say to yourself, hey Barry, that's 6,500 and there's 6,500 people in eviction, so there's no problem. We're going to have some place to live. No, that's not how it's going to work. You see, the 6,500 people who are getting evicted aren't going to be able to get someplace else for the most part. If you've been a landlord, raise your hand if you will re-rent to somebody who has just gone through an eviction. I'll wait. Raise your hand. Looking around, don't see ya. Somebody comes and they apply for rental in your property. And they show the application and goes, yeah, I just got evicted last week. How quickly are you going to hand the keys to those people? Think about that. So now you're talking about a simple equation of supply and demand. If there are 2,500 rentals right now available in Broward County under $2,500 a month, and 3,400 available in Miami-Dade below $2,500 a month, there's about to be a shitload more inventory. If 6,500 people who are currently residing in other homes, apartments, duplexes, multifamily properties, if there are 6,500 people lined up to be evicted, that's 6,500 potential vacancies that hit the market all at once, maybe spread out over 2 weeks, maybe spread out over a month. 6,500 vacant units will come to the market if this CDC eviction moratorium is not extended. And landlords are licking their chops. And what I'm saying right now is what happens with those 6,500 vacancies when they come open. Has anybody even looked at that? If you can't rent the properties right now, if there are 6,000 properties on the market today available to rent, and 6,500 more become available in the next 30 to 45 days, you're looking at doubling the inventory. And when you double the inventory and you don't have the same amount of demand, because although there may be somewhat demand because these people are going to have someplace to live, but you're not going to rent to them, who are you going to rent to? There's 12,000 units available. Overnight, basically, 12,000 units will be available in Broward and Miami-Dade. I haven't looked at numbers for Palm Beach. 12,000. So, what are you going to do, Mr. Landlord? What are you going to do when you can't rent your property? It's as bad as having the tenant there. All right, you can show it 1,000 times. Maybe you have a great property and you might get some people to come and take it, but you're going to have to work at it. And you're going to have to work. Instead of just dealing with the government and getting the Section 8 money or the universal housing voucher or the bailout as they call it, be smart. Be smart. Otherwise, you're going to have to give a guy like me a call and say, can you bail me out? I'll give you cash. Matter of fact, if you're a landlord and you're looking to get out of a property right now and you want to hedge your bet because you don't know which way this moratorium is going to go, give me a call. Please give me a call or text me. Either way, I can help you out of this situation. I know what it's like. I know what's about to happen. And the reason I know is because it's all over the news. It's going to happen either for a tenant or against the tenant. And either way, you're going to be in trouble probably. If it goes for the tenants, then you can't evict. If it goes against the tenants, you're going to have a property that's going to be devalued immensely. Don't believe me? Do the numbers. Look it up yourself. There are only 6,500 properties available. Actually, I'm sorry. There are only 6,000 properties available on the MLS right now. There are going to be 6,500 families evicted. Where are those people going to go? Unless you're going to say, I'll rent to somebody who's been evicted. Maybe I can find a good person that was in a bad situation. That's possible. I'm not going to come up with first, last, and security. So then what do you do? And I understand, and let me just say, I know I just checked the MLS and apartments.com, and apartment complexes don't put their stuff on the internet, but I do know apartment complexes still check credit. And when all these evictions hit people's credit reports, what's going to happen? Is anybody thinking about this? We are in a complete clusterfuck right now, and it's only going to get worse. This real estate market is headed for a crash of epic proportions, and I haven't even talked about foreclosures. If this wave of eviction hits, and all these properties are vacant and searching for people to rent to, what happens when the short sales come? Oh my God, I'm getting back into short sales. What happened when the foreclosures, if this thing is removed next week and all the foreclosures that are backlogged, you do know there are 33,000 homeowners here in South Florida who are at least 90 days delinquent on their mortgages. A lot of times the banks haven't filed. What do you think is going to happen if even, I don't know, half those people lose their homes and the banks go ahead and foreclose? So now you've got 12,000 properties available for rent, and you've got 15, 20,000 more properties that are going to hit the market for short sale or foreclosure or REOs. Can you see it now? Wake up. This is an amazing opportunity for those of you who want to get off your duff, roll up your sleeves, and start playing the game the way the government wants you to play it. Take the government money. Get ready for universal housing vouchers. Be ready for it. Ignore everything else that you've been taught in real estate. Forget the flipping. Forget all that crap, because right now there's going to be a need. Right now. As soon as next Wednesday, there's going to potentially be 6,000 plus families looking for some place to live. And you can profit from it. You just have to change the way you're looking at it. Are you ready for some easy cash flow? You ready to get some universal housing voucher money deposited right into your bank account? Start contacting landlords who are being thick-headed. Why not? Take the people who need it. Well, I'm going to check back as soon as I hear more information, but that's what I got for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and please subscribe, because I'm going to keep bringing this stuff to you. Talk to you soon.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.